Hello students, this is Sriram Shastri and you are watching my video session on the aortic arches in different vertebrates. So presently in this video I had drawn a diagram of the first three what you call as aortic arches. In the last video session, the basic pattern of the vertebrate embryo arterial system we had discussed. In this particular video we are continuing with the aortic arches in teleost, dipnoid fishes and urodeals. That is nothing but the fishes and amphibians. What are the differences in these three particular category that we are going to see. So the first diagram is of a teleost fish, not teleost fish itself, its arterial system. The second diagram is of the dipnoid arterial system, and the third one is of an urodele amphibian arterial system. So common blood vessels, what you can see is external carotid and internal carotid. You can see commonly in all of them. What changes here is the number of the what you call as aortic arches. In the primitive one, that is, if you talk about the Branchiostoma petromyzon, they usually have more than 6 pairs of aortic arches. Nearly 7 pairs of aortic arches are present. In Amphioxus, around 60 pairs of aortic arches are present. In cyclostomes, the number is 6 to 15 pairs of aortic arches. But if you talk from fishes onwards, in elasmobranchs, generally they have 4 to 5 pairs of aortic arches, usually 6 or less than 6. Some primitive elasmobranch, that is Heptanchus, is an example for it, which has 7 pairs of aortic arches. Now talking about the diagram directly without wasting our time. In teleost fishes, you can see the first pair, that is the mandibular arch, is not there. Apart from the first pair, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth are functional. Right, there are 5 pairs of aortic arches here, hyoid arches, and remaining 1. So the first gill slits form the spiracles, which are non-functional in teleosts. We can see, according to first arch, mandibular is absent and can be seen in the diagram with a pseudobrachial artery. Right, in most of the bony fishes, usually the first and second arches tend to disappear, and you can see that is third, fourth, fifth and sixth, 4 pairs of aortic arches. Right, the first two tend to slowly disappear from there. That is a characteristic feature of the bony fishes, especially the lungfishes. What happens to that disappearing things is that the lungfishes gill slits are poorly developed, so that they are adapted to advanced life. That is, they usually have what you call as development of pulmonary arteries. Right, pulmonary arteries start developing here, you can see in the diagram there, and generally they arise from the efferent part of sixth aortic arch on each side and supply blood to the developing air bladder or lungs. So they are dipnoid fishes are also called as lung fishes. They usually have an air bladder, so to supply the oxygen, to supply the blood to the what you call as air bladder, the sixth aortic arch on each side, the efferent part of it generally develops a pair of pulmonary artery. You can see in this diagram very clearly about that. Now, in elasmobranchs and in lungfishes, each arch generally is different from the previous one, and the what you call as fourth embryonic arches are united by gill slits, whereas the sixth, it is divided and it continues as pulmonary artery. Then if you talk about amphibians, the third diagram, what you can see here, amphibians generally, this diagram you can see here, the dotted line in the diagram represents the disappearing type of blood vessels and aortic arches, what you can say, and the clear lines are the one which are remaining. So in urodeals, if you talk about the urodeals, if you know, urodela is a particular order in amphibia. They are tailed, what you call as amphibians, salamanders, newts are included in that. So the tailed amphibians usually have different aortic system. So only partial shift from fishes is seen in them. So four pairs of aortic arches, what you have seen already, they usually are also present here, right? So what are they? If you talk about, the third to fourth are usually present. Third to fourth pairs of arches are present. In some forms of urodeals, the fifth arch is incomplete, reduced, or completely absent. And tailed amphibians show transition from 4 to 3 pairs of aortic arches. In arch forms, the carotid arches, the fourth systemic arch, and the lateral aorta, that is between the third and fourth arches, are present as a vascular connection termed as ductus caroticus. Okay, this region is a different structure, ductus caroticus. So this ductus caroticus is nothing but sixth arch on either side becomes the pulmonary artery. So systemic arches, carotid arches, they form between third and fourth arch. They have a vascular connection called ductus caroticus. The sixth arch is generally divided on each side and forms pulmocutaneous artery or pulmocutaneous arch, right? Generally what you call as they supply the blood to the skin and lungs. However, it also has the radix or aorta, and now that radix and aorta generally is termed as ductus botalli. Okay, so that is ductus botalli or ductus arteriosus. In larval stages of other amphibians such as frog and other non-tailed amphibians, they usually have different structure. Okay, so at the time of metamorphosis, loss of gills is taking place. So the aortic arches which connect the gills are also disappearing. That is first, second, and fifth, they disappear, and from ductus caroticus also disappears. So that third carotid arch takes oxygenated blood only to head. Now this part what I am talking about, this is not represented in the diagram, but it is about the aneurons. So in this video we have clearly been able to discuss about the first three categories of aortic arches. So in teleost fish, the scenario of aortic arches is like this. In dipnoi fishes, it's different. In urodeals, it is different. So main points, concluding points, what you can see here, in teleost the first pair goes off. In dipnoin, first and second pair in many of them can disappear. The last sixth one branches into pulmonary artery, right? And in what you call as urodeals or amphibians, what you can see there, remainings are same, whereas the third, fourth, and sixth blood vessels remain, and between the third and fourth there is another blood vessel connecting these two structure called ductus caroticus, and modification of pulmonary artery connecting to the sixth blood vessel called ductus botalli, right? So we'll end up this video here. In the next session we'll continue with the another video that is continuation of this topic itself, that is the remaining animals aortic arches, that is reptiles, birds, and mammals. Thank you.